I'll let you introduce yourself and your song.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
For those who don't know, I'm Patty Boyd. I was raised. Okay. Is it on?
Yeah.
Now,
Now it's on.
sorry. I need help with technical things. I was raised in the First Christian Church in Lake Charles, Louisiana, where my grandfather was minister and my dad, for over 25 years, was the choir director. The other thing that my dad did was he cooked supper every Sunday night for the youth group. So after a while, the youth group decided they wanted to thank him. So they decided to do a program. And they called it, This Is Your Life, Jack Gray. So when he got up there, they honored him and they asked him questions. And he told his story from birth to what he thought he wanted in death. I was there. One of the youth group sponsors taped it. Not video, but audio taped it, which I thank her for every day. Because now I have my dad's voice on tape that I can listen to whenever I want. He would go around the house singing, just offhand, and would get me into singing, and my brothers. In the program, they asked him, what is your favorite hymn? He says, I have a lot, which he did. But he says, I guess my most favorite is I Know My Redeemer Liveth. One Sunday night, we had singing services on Sunday night where all the congregation would come in. My dad would stand up in front of them, and they would just call out hymn numbers, ones they wanted to sing. And my dad would lead them. And they did this for about 30 minutes. The first time that my brother Brian, who was an organist, played for the church on that night, he was probably about 15 or 16. So my dad had already picked out this hymn for the first one, because he knew Brian knew it and it would give him a little solace. So Dad gets up in front of the congregation and he says, all right, we're going to sing, I Know My Redeemer Liveth. Everybody got their pages out, turned. Dad turned around and looked at the organist, looked at Brian and said, go ahead. Brian, this is his words. I raised my little hands and put them down on the keys and nothing came out.
Oh.
My dad turned and looked at him. I raised my hands and put them on the keys again, and nothing came out. Dad again turned and looked at him, and he goes, turn it on. So he turned it on. I know that my Redeemer liveth, and on the earth again shall stand. I know eternal life he giveth, that grace and power are in his hand. I know that Jesus liveth, and on the earth again shall stand. I know that life he giveth, that grace and power are in his hand. I know his promise never faileth, the word he speaks, it cannot die. Though cruel death my flesh assaileth, yet I shall see him by and by. I know that Jesus liveth, and on the earth again shall stand. I know that life he giveth, that grace and power are in his hand. I know his mansion he prepareth, that where he is, there I may be. Oh, wondrous thought for me he careth, and he at last will come for me. I know that Jesus liveth, and on the earth again shall stand. I know that life he giveth, that grace and power are in his hand. I love you, Jack Gray.